I think around this time in my cycle also I'm a little more stress reactive. We'll call it that. Hey friends, it's day 8 and you're probably wondering what we're going to talk about on the period vlog now that my period is over. Well, I'm taking you through the whole rest of my cycle because your cycle is not just your period, it's your period and all the days after it, and the next period starts the next cycle. So I practice what's called fertility awareness. It is a method of birth control. It can be used for birth control, but it's also used for looking at your health, your hormones, and the clues that it gives you to the other systems in your body. So I do a couple different things. I take my basal body temperature every single day. It's just my temperature as soon as I wake up. You can do this super easy. You can do it with a super cheap, like normal regular thermometer. You do not have to buy an expensive one. I got a $10 one on Amazon. And the other thing I do as my main awareness practice is checking for cervical mucus. And so what is typical after your period is a period of dry or no cervical mucus, and then there's different stages as you get closer into that fertile window, and then as soon as you ovulate, basically it shuts off and then goes dry. This is textbook. It's not the same exact for every person every cycle all the time, and so that's what I track. I also put some other things in my cycle tracking app that aren't necessarily about my cycle, but that I want to see if they line up with my cycle and things like that. Now that it's day 8, I'm looking for dry, no mucus, or if there is mucus, I'm going to put that in my app and treat it as a fertile day, even if it's not that close to the fertile window. But here's the thing about fertility awareness, especially if you're using it to avoid pregnancy, is that you cannot accurately really predict when ovulation is coming. So when you're trying to avoid pregnancy, any day with mucus is a fertile day, and you either need to abstain, do something else that's fun, or use a barrier or something else, because this is a non-hormonal method of avoiding pregnancy, and it can be extremely effective. But that is a major downfall that you can fall into, is that thinking oh, I don't typically ovulate till this day, so I'm outside the 5 days or 6 days before that, so it's going to be okay even though there's mucus. Here's the thing, if there's mucus, you should just pretend it is a fertile day. Just assume. I know that I typically do not actually ovulate until around day 20 to 22, but even on day 8, if there's mucus, I'm going to pretend or assume, not pretend, I'm going to assume that it's a fertile day should anything go on. So you get to come along with me for the whole rest of my cycle. It's going to be really fun. Cheers! It's looking like a beautiful day already. I have to finish the laundry. Laundry is my arch nemesis, so I only do it 2 days a week, 2 days right in a row, and then I give myself 5 days off where I don't have to think about it. I don't care if there's piles piling up. I'm gonna get them all done on those 2 days. But of course, there's gonna be a lot of things in the way, including breakfast, children, running these really stupid errands I have to do. So frustrating. People, offices, their paperwork. Yeah, moving on. And just the regular life things. And we're getting ready for family to come over, so it's definitely going to be a very busy day of just normal kind of regular life stuff. Ready to help mommy run some errands?
Yeah, baby. Me too.
You hear that thunder, buddy? Yeah. Seems like we might get poured on, so we gotta go. Are we gonna make it into the house?
Maybe.
It's pouring! Oh boy. Good thing the door is right there.
We're gonna get Daddy to unlock the door.
Look at him not unlock the door.
Yeah. Somehow.
We'll have to FaceTime him.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a guy. Look at that river. The rain is so crazy. All of a sudden it dropped 20 degrees. I was watching on my little car dash and I like instantly have like a little bit of like a headache and it's like literally pouring. I don't know why it never rains like just normal. Like there's never normal rain here. It's always like torrential downpour. I think around this time in my cycle also I'm a little more stress reactive. We'll call it that. I'm not really totally sure what it is with the hormones, but I know like progesterone, which is pretty low right now, it's going to peak after ovulation, but it helps you deal with stress and anxiety just more smoothly. And it's just it's a normal time to be like lower, but I do feel a little more stress reactive, shall we say, when people give me an attitude because they don't understand the jargon or the abbreviations or something. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do. We'll just say that. Grandma came and took the 2 older boys, so I have 3 boys, out to a movie, and they're having the time of their lives, I'm sure. And I'm over here at home having the time of my life, cooking in a nice, peaceful, quiet environment, not shooing anyone away, not answering questions, not doing anything. And it has been super awesome. My stress reactivity is probably down to 0 by now. It's just so great. I love cooking. It's one of my many happy places. One thing I like to do while I'm cooking, just to kind of prep my stomach for like better digestion, is eat some probiotic rich foods. I always keep fermented vegetables in my fridge, so I've got like these pickles here are super delicious, crunchy, cold, salty, and tons of probiotics. Or just sip on some brine, like just like a shot of it, just a little, right? Happy gut is happy hormones. I love these pickles. They're so good. Finally made it to the end of the day. It was a long day. Just one of those regular life days. Just got regular old stuff to do. But how often do those things super frustrate us, right? They're so easy for stuff to go wrong, or there to be like bumps in the road and you're just having a terrible day. But I did have a few little bumps in the middle while we were running errands, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but I did finish the laundry. I did get prepared for company to come, so that was really good. And it was just nice to have a little quiet time in the kitchen by myself and kind of just relax in my own little quiet headspace, my little happy place, my tiny kitchen. It's definitely good to be aware of those things that help me like get over that hump of like, oh no, this day is going downhill, and you just gotta like recover and even out, you know? Share with me in the comments what are some things that help you kind of recover when your day's going downhill. I always need more tools in my toolbox for things like that. And then it was really nice to be feeling uplifted and happy and kind of refreshed when the kids came back after they were out with grandma. So it was good to just see them and be just so excited to see them instead of overwhelmed and feeling like I'm drowning. So I'm super tired, gonna get up, hopefully remember to take my temperature, have a really fun-filled day with grandma and some more family. Definitely interested to see what my cervical mucus is doing, because I've actually had quite a few cycles with like no dry days, so that's been a little bit confusing as I'm been learning the last like 8 months how to chart my cycles. So we'll chat more about that tomorrow, and I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the period vlog. Don't forget to turn on notifications with that little bell so you see when the next episode comes out as soon as you can. And look in the description for notes, info, links to anything, all that fun stuff. If I left anything out or you have any questions, leave me a comment and I will definitely get back to you. Happy Hormone Summit has a free Facebook group of women-only community that is helping each other go from enslaved by their hormones to empowered by their hormones. You can also catch us on Instagram at Happy Hormone Summit, and I will see you right here on the next episode.